reach my side. Yay! Okay. I know what to do. I'll call doctor. Hello, doctor. Hello. Papa, calm down. You don't need to call it doctor because we got the doctor in the house today. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Radio Clinic on Honor 103.5 FM, your number one go-to source for health insights and awareness on radio, where we give you health tips, health advice, and everything you need to know, where you get to hear from doctors and medical practitioners with a backlog of experience in all sorts of medical practice. And I'm your host, Andolo Akpoido, your health buddy on radio. Cleanliness is essential. Immortalize your potential. On the sound of time, so you're initial. And good afternoon once again. Doctor is laughing at my very small drama. Anyway, you're welcome. This is Radio Clinic on 103.5 FM. And like I said, my name is Anolo Akpoido. So let's get into today's very topic. And what's the topic for today? Just yesterday, 19th of November 2024, is actually a day that we call World Toilet Day. And I think if there's any place they should talk about this thing, I think it should be Nigeria. And even if it's just Nigeria, not just Nigeria, it should be places like Oyo State, because I can remember growing up, there were some things I did not even experience, or some things I even experienced because of lack of toilet or a dirty toilet or what have you. But we get to discuss all of that today. Good morning. Good afternoon to you, doctor, this morning. Dr. Babatunde Babasonya.
How are you? Good afternoon.
Very, very well. I just used myself, so it's like I'm still like panting for that. You know the way it does for everybody when you are trying to.
When you are trying to,
to ease yourself. So yesterday was World Toilet Day, and the major striking topic was a place for peace, and that would begin our conversation this morning. But just before we start that thing, we must also understand that one of the things we're trying to advocate for is to ensure safely managed sanitation for cities, and also just to brief us a bit about World Toilet Day. It's actually celebrated every November 19th, and its purpose is to promote better sanitation and hygiene habits, and to understand the role of sanitation in disease prevention and health improvement. So what goes in must come out. It's a universal rule for human being on this planet, but where does it go to? I think that's one of the questions we'll be tackling today. And just to say that there are some things called infections, like toilet-borne infections. We're also going to get into that detail in the course of this program. So let's get started already, shall we? Yes, we shall. And of course, yes, so let's start from that. Toilets, a place for peace. I really want to, let me start from there. Because personally, if I use the toilet, I always prefer to use a peaceful toilet, because I have my phones, I can have my system, I can have my books and be reading in the toilet. But not so many toilets are like this in Ibadan, or maybe in the world, or in Nigeria. Doctor, help me. Maybe you have a kind of toilet I can always come and use.
It will not be free.
It won't be free. I don't mind paying if I get my peace inside the toilet.
And you see, the problem we have is that as a government, over the years, we have not committed ourselves to this ideal. So we just, on the face of it, we celebrate 19th of November, and then we go on. That's just what it is. And our people shamelessly defecate and urinate across all. I've seen officers of the Nigerian security services, I'm not going to start mentioning divisions, shamelessly doing the do everywhere, you know.
And can they be blamed, doctor? There's not any available toilet for them, maybe.
You see, that's the problem. The people who are supposed to enforce the rule are hiding under the auspice of Shebi, there is no toilet. When you make that request that there must be toilet, and there is no toilet, did the police or the army or the security defense agency or the immigration or whatever, did they go and line up in front of the house of the commissioner of health or the governor or whatever and say, you know what, in your area, in your senatorial district, in your federal rep area, how many toilets did you have there? If you take the road towards Mokola Hill from Agodi Gardens, that road, that right turn, you go all the way to that hill, you cross to as if you are coming down Mokola side. If you go in the evening, you will see cars parked and people doing their deeds. They will come out of their car and then they will do whatever they want to do. Then they enter the car, then they continue to drive. If you go to where they sell pepper soup on that hill, yeah, that cultural center thing is there, where they sell pepper soup and all the different kinds of liquor that they drink there, you could perceive the strong odor of stale and fresh urine there. Sometimes you could perceive the stench of human defecation too. So these are places that government see. They've not been able to say, okay, you know what, that's our policy to this thing, we're going to put that there.
All right. I want us not to exactly put blame. So of course there should be some people that should be called. We should call some names actually.
Even beyond that, there are places, locals in this Ibadan, in central Ibadan. I'm not even going towards outskirts. In central Ibadan, that they don't have toilets.
I think we must start that conversation from there.
So exactly what is it that we're talking about?
Because if you check the bottom line, if you check, more often than not, there's more problems we are causing to the environment and even to our individual selves than we are doing good. I mean, like, there's so much problems coming from, defecating around, urinating around and everywhere is filled with stench, because there are some things we call urinary tract infections, or what we call toilet diseases across. So if you see some toilet, if you get to see, maybe in some organizations for instance, if you get to see that one, you are liable and you are susceptible and you are prone to many diseases after standing up from there.
Yeah.
What should we do in corporate society? Let's start from where we are. For instance, Honor FM, I know we have a very good culture.
Every private institution maintains some sort of standard. It is the public ones that are the problems, the government owned, because nobody is there to maintain standard.
I've been to private organizations where their toilet is nothing to write home about.
Usually look at that private organization, they end up dying very quickly.
No, they are banks and they have names. I don't want to mention their name.
It's after some time, just be looking at the branches.
They've been for over some years. I don't want to mention
the bank itself might be, but those branches itself, they tend to have problems. It's a gradual thing. The day you go, I mean, if you go to any eatery in this West Nigeria and their toilets are not good, first thing that you have in your mind is that we're not, even if they mention the eatery, they say the toilet won't damn.
Yeah.
It is food that you are saying you are going to eat there. The toilet is the one that you are talking about. Toilet won't damn. And so you don't go there again. And people just gradually get the message. Don't go there again because you're if you go to a bank, you see the days of where the banks are one bank here, one bank there, one bank in that place. No, now banks are online, offline, every line. So if your branch is messing up, okay. It's finished for them. So all those things, it is government. If you go to schools, private schools, primary private schools, secondary private schools, they maintain toilets.
All right, that's like the solution, and we are starting from a very good note of solutions. But let's get into the health implications of these problems that we are facing in the country. I know on the one side it's like an orientation problem, on the other it's like infrastructural problems, because some would argue that there are not so many toilets, public toilets for use for an average person. I've been to camps, I've been to places where there's just maybe one toilet for about 10,000 people. I mean, so and that's even bad enough. But we can actually work on this and ensure we build more public toilets and make sure it's clean to use. So from there, let's get to the health implications. Doctor, what are the health implications of having dirty toilets or not having toilet at all in our environment?
We're not having toilet at all. It's just bad. I mean, it's just barbaric at this age. So we're not going to just even dignify that with mentioning. I mean, if there are places where we don't have toilets now, I mean, they're not humans living there. They are not humans there. So
all right, but the ones that have,
if you have a toilet and it's not clean, now toilet comes in different shapes and sizes. Now, the one that everybody talks about, we say toilet, is the water closet, the one that you flush. It's not compulsory, because again, not everybody has water. Not everybody has. So don't go and do beyond yourself. What is worse is having that kind of water closet toilet, and you don't have water, and then you now put
and it's dry closets,
and you now dry closet. So if it's just pitch latrine that you can accommodate, let it be clean. Now, if you don't have a standard toilet, now let's use that word. Let's say standard. Well, standard is it conforms to the international standard. So a pitch standard, there must be the level of the pitch that is dug, there must be cover, there must be whatever, and all those things. So that water closet, whatever. So all those toilets is, let's say they are standard, and you must have that. Now, if you don't have that, first thing that we worry about before we talk about toilet disease, before we talk about UTIs and all that, is the fecal-oral disease, cholera, dysentery.
Very important.
Anything. You see, because usually our people, you see, again, it is a people thing.
Orientation.
It's an orientation thing. If you go abroad, and you see their toilets, Heathrow Airport, even in Ghana here, you do not know where the toilets are because you cannot perceive the odor of the toilet.
I think to find some toilet in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, it's not a problem to look for. Don't locate toilet. Don't even open your nose. You will be assaulted, and it is the assault. And then you go there. You have to hold your breath to do your own, to contribute your own quota to the, and then you escape. And then when you are there, the people that have been empowered to clean the toilet, have been employed to clean the toilet, have been paid to clean the toilet, will now be saying, "Baba, if you want to now, Shama, if our boys didn't cook." The toilet is smelling, no. So you're in a toilet that is not clean, that is not standard. You cannot talk. Why? Because whatever is in the atmosphere, you might just. That's one thing. Two, you cannot touch the door of the toilet. Again, these are the things that I'm very particular about. You know, somebody has just finished wiping himself or whatever, or not wiping himself, and then he holds. So you have just been. So that's that. If a toilet is a toilet, there must be water and soap outside the toilet, so that you have touched the toilet door, you have done whatever you have to do outside the toilet door. That's where you clean your hand.
Okay, so not before holding the knob.
The mentality we have now is the mentality where you come out of the toilet stall, there's stalls, and then there's a place where there's mirror opposite the toilet. You come out there, and then there are sinks there. Then you wash your hand with soap and water. There are dryers. You dry your hand. Abi, you are doing good. Or there are paper towels.
Sanitary pads.
You clean your hand. You throw it in the dustbin. You are doing good. Then you get to the door. Then you look at the door, and then you ask yourself, because
it will contaminate the hand.
Because you know that's the end of what you have been doing since. So the best is put the water outside the toilet, water outside it. So you do. If you see again, all these things we speak of it as if they are interdependent. They are not interdependent. They are relatable. Where you have normal sanitation, everything working well, there is light. And usually what happens is you approach the door, it opens, and then you come out. So you don't touch the door. If you go and look at the Oyinbo documentaries or the Oyinbo film about their hospitals, you see most of their doors, when you approach it, it opens. If you look at their stores, their malls, when you approach the door, it opens for you. Why? Because they don't want you to touch things. Anyhow. In Nigeria, even if you put it there, there is no light. Even if they give you light, when they bring the band A bill, you pack up, you go. So you will put the one that
pull
and push. Push here. Pull. Even in banks, I see the man and I laugh my head off. This is clown. Pull here, push there.
Don't touch the wall.
Don't touch the wall. When you push, you have touched the door. What is the meaning of don't touch? So you see, so any government that wants to commit to this is a composite structure. So yes, we are going to deal with defecation, open defecation, and all that. There was a time Governor Fashola in Lagos did something very wonderful. He allowed individuals to set up private toilets, in their locals, in their communes, and all whatnot. So they are private toilets, and they charge for the use of that private toilet. So it is their responsibility to ensure that it has water, it has all stuff, it's clean, So they have sanitation agents that come and check. And now you that you have a private toilet, it's your responsibility to then be sure that nobody is pissing or urinating on your own road. So you are the one that so that enforcement was thrown to the community level.
All right.
And it clean. In fact, I will tell you a story. A friend of mine went to Lagos. Baga. Baga is a bit complex that he has Ogun or Lagos State together. Okay, so
so we need to go for a very quick commercial, and we'll get back to the conversation. But before then, I would like to also say that I think it's important to note these things. But before we go, I'll probably do the needful. Let me flush my own toilet.
Are you ready to walk with purpose, walk with pride? It's time for Walk with Honor 2.0. Mark your calendars, December 7th, 2024. Join thousands of participants as we take to the streets in a celebration of fitness, unity, and community spirit. Whether you're walking for health, for fun, or for the love of honor, this is your event. Together, we'll make strides toward a healthier and stronger tomorrow. Don't miss the chance to be part of something bigger. Invite your friends, family, and colleagues. Lace up your sneakers and let's walk together with honor. Remember, December 7th, 2024. Walk with Honor 2.0. Stay tuned to Honor 103.5 FM for updates. Let's make this walk unforgettable.
òdodo lọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá tó sọ pé bàbá dóko bàbá ẹlòmíì rí a ní kò sóko tó jókòó bàbá ẹni lọ. ìgbà tí mo dé Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites ni mo fìdí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí múlẹ̀ láìsí àní-àní ìgbádùn ṣodo síbi kan ju bìkan lọ. Subcam is centrally located in a secure environment that gives you rest of mind anytime, any day. At Subcam, our goal is to offer our guests a comfortable, affordable, and exceptional accommodation. There is also event and conference hall for all occasions with watertight security. Our restaurant serves local and continental cuisines. Assorted drinks are also available in our bar whenever you want it, alongside Wi-Fi coverage and top-notch laundry with other facilities too numerous to mention. Seeing is believing. Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites is at Plot 3 Mechanic Ski opposite New Garage off Ijebode Road, Ibadan, Oyo State. Telephone 090-6466-7569. Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites. In hospitality, we lead.
Hello everyone and welcome to the season 2 of Walk with Honor. On the 7th of December 2024, I expect to see every one of you join us on this walk. We will be going around the city of Ibadan, telling the people the essence of doing a walk. Physically, it is good for everyone. Mentally, it is also good for you to once in a while go on a walk. And that's why I decided to join the Walk with Honor. I was there with them last year and it was an exciting experience. We all had fun. Come join us on the 7th of December 2024 and let's walk with honor. I remain my humble self. My name is Boss Sadiq and I am the SSA broadcaster to His Excellency. Thank you. I'll see you there. Walk with honor.
On 103.5 FM.
Ribi nice. Atike wa araba mi. You wanna live long, you wanna stay strong. You wanna live long and stay strong.
I feel like reversing the song that if you want to live long, tiptoe. Don't just walk anyhow, because if you walk anyhow, you will see anyhow.
You can step on anything.
Exactly. So before now we're talking about what you were explaining. You wanted to share an example.
So my friend went to Lagos and then he got to a park and then he felt pressed. So and then he asked one of the the area boys in the garage. But the lady you're seeing me by now. So that can say, Egbon, Èkó ni bíbá yóò ẹ̀ lè ṣẹ̀yọ́ sí bíbá yóò àwọn ti Fáṣọlá àwọn máa ya wèrè wọ́n lé lójú gan o but ẹgbẹ́ lọ sí side defence mẹ́ẹ̀ side Ogun State mẹ́ẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tó lè mú yín mẹ́ẹ̀ sí bàbá anybody mẹ́ẹ̀ but bíbá Èkó ni bíbá yóò ojú ń ṣẹ̀jẹ̀. What the man was saying, the thug, the area boy, was that this is Lagos. You cannot piss anywhere, anyhow, here. The people that are going to catch you are red-eyed already. But go there yonder, that borders entered Ogun State on that side. That there they don't care. You can piss there. That was the extent to which Fashola and Gordon Fashola got the message to the people.
And it's actually a message. It can be imbibed.
To the people. So, and in that time, Ibadan was voted as the dirtiest city on this planet. But
not any longer.
Well, whatever.
We are improving.
God will help you. But you see, that's the problem. A governor on one side doing something, then governors on the other side dropping the ball, not doing the same thing, allows that when you move from point A to point B, and you see, if something happens to you in LA, you cannot piss on the road in LA. If you go to New York, you cannot still piss on the road in New York. The message is reinforced. But when you are in LA, you cannot piss on the road, and you get to New York and they tell you that that side, it is possible that the day you go back to LA, you will forget that you have left New York now. But everywhere you go, the same message. So the first thing is a federal and then a total block. If you are doing it in your state, then all your neighbors must do it, because the problem is that the flies don't know boundaries. If you defecate on the portion of the now Ibadan borders Abeokuta, so let's imagine, and the borders Osun State. So let's imagine that somebody in Osun State now, they are not bothered about whatever they are doing to their defecation policy, and so on that side they are doing their own do. In your state, the governor is all red eye about the matter, and the people are all, but cannot cross the other state. So the flies that are going to bring the Staph aureus, the Klebsiella, the E. coli, they are bringing it into your state. They don't respond to border. They don't believe that they are Osun State fly. They should fly into. No, they don't care. The mosquitoes that are breeding in they are just universally as crisscrossing. They do not bother. So if you don't sort everything out by border, you might realize that at the border towns, these diseases will be rampant. You'll just be seeing outbreak of cholera, outbreak of dysentery, outbreak of what, outbreak of this, and then you'll be like, killer and kilo. It is your border, your brother governor, who is not sensible enough as you are sensible enough, is doing that is messing up. So that's the problem. So in toilet and responsible use of toilet, there must be water and soap
ready.
I will be happy if we all go to, if you go to any public institution in this or your state, how I categorize or how I rate them, their sense of sensibility is by just saying, where's your toilet? Once I cannot use your toilet, I know that you have a problem.
So it's already like a benchmark for
you. For me, it's a benchmark. Anywhere I want to enter, I just say, where's your toilet? And I get there and I cannot use the toilet. I just generally just arrange. No matter what we are trying to do there, I don't care. We are going. We say, the toilet.
All right.
That's
point taken. Really, I think it's just like you said. To put it into perspective, would be that whatever applies to A should apply to B. Whatever law we are making in a state should apply to the other state, so we can have universal law
coverage of that thing.
Coverage of
now,
law.
This is the problem that you then have. If you go to this or your secretariat, go to your secretariat. The offices of the governor has wonderful toilets, well maintained. The office of the permanent secretaries and directors, they have private toilets, well maintained. Which toilet is given to the level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 officers that are in your state employ?
Doctor, that's another conversation. But now, I understand your point.
I went to a university. It's a private university. I went to a private university and I entered their toilet. And I remarked I said, your toilet, that since I've been going around, I have not seen a toilet as clean as your toilet. And they said, oh, you know why? I said, why? He said, the vice chancellor does not have a toilet. That the policy of the university is that the vice chancellor does not have a toilet. So the vice chancellor goes to any toilet. And then God help you.
You should not clean
your vice chancellor enters your toilet that is not clean. And I said, now if for your state secretariat moves that policy that the governor does not have a toilet, the PS of the ministry does not have a toilet, the directors don't have toilet, they use the common toilet like everybody, do you think the toilet will be cleaned? If the principals of the secondary schools don't have their own toilet and they use the toilet of the students, do you think it will be clean? The teachers are compelled not to use their own toilet but to use the toilet with the children, do you think they will be clean? That's where we start the drive from.
It's your Radio Clinic on Honor 103.5 FM. I've been dissecting this particular issue of toilet day. Of course, yesterday, 19th of November, was World Toilet Day, and we've been trying to talk about the things we can do, actually. There's been a lot of points taken this afternoon, especially regards to how organizations, private institutions, government, parastatals can also ensure that their toilets are clean. Now, I spoke with a friend just before coming to the studio, doctor, and then she explained to me that there was a time she used the toilet, and then just 2 days after she had the result, just like you took an exam and then you had the result 2 days after.
You have UTI.
And then she
said, we always tell ladies, I always tell ladies that they shouldn't use toilet. It's like market. In the market, if you come to me from marketplace, I will tell you, in your store, don't use toilet.
Okay.
Get a small white bucket. Small white. In those days, we used to put potty on windows. That's a potty lama nkpe won buy. So I don't know what they call it now, but they can use paint, small paint containers that you used to buy paint.
But there are instances where they cannot get those things.
And you will have to get them.
In a public toilet, maybe you go visit somebody or somewhere or a particular
anywhere you are going to visit and they don't go visit. It's my policy. Let us begin to. If you carry UTI, it is your problem.
I want us to talk about that UTI.
It is your own problem. The toilet that you have visited is not your problem. If you go to a church or a mosque or a public place and you look at the toilet and it's not the toilet that you are going to use, and just walk away, enter your car, go. You are not supposed to be there.
All right. I want us to talk about UTI, urinary tract infection, like you call it. So what exactly can be the symptoms if I have gone to use a toilet and I have my result? What are the results?
Usually the normal is as if you cut. You see, the problem is that there is no differentiation between catching it via that and catching it via having sexual intercourse. It's the same thing. It's just the disease as a found. You see, for a woman, the vaginal tract of a woman is short. Is less than 4 cm. It allows the baby to come out very quickly. Unlike a man that has some men have, God knows. So, but for a woman, it's pretty short. And so, what it means is that if a woman is going to urinate, especially all those women that I see that urinate along Mokola Hill, and they just come out of the car, then they just stand like this, and then they just press and squat the thing. You see, Newton's law says action and reaction are equal and opposite. You push urine out, it scatters. Part of the scatter comes back to you.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite.
So if you sit on the toilet and you squirt urine on the toilet, the ceramic plate scatters it. Some of the scatters you go back to you. And carrying
the germs and
the UTI material, they carry it back into it. And once it enters a woman's vaginal tract, it quickly finds its way in because it's a very short vaginal tract. So it's easier for the germs.
So my friend said she saw a discharge, a colorful discharge.
Usually that's what they see now. Yeah, they can color yellow, color green, color rust brown, sometimes whitish. You can see any form of discharge. Discharges are very common post toilet use. So we say carry bucket of your own piece there. You see, if you are going to even go and piece in the shop that you are all using, carry your bucket into your shop. Piece into your bucket, then pour your bucket into the communal place, then carry your bucket home and wash it, you are the only one that use your bucket. Don't allow anybody. Maybe apart from, don't even allow anybody.
I'll probably check your car today, doctor. If I get to see a bucket, I will know.
You will know the use of the bucket.
Exactly. I will not touch your bucket again, doctor.
But you see, that's a policy that we are doing here. Go to Bodija market. If you will feel pressed in Bodija market, the Lord is your strength.
All right, doctor. We'll get to the solution for my friend that saw a result 2 days after using the public toilet.
You go to the hospital.
But that will be shortly after the commercial break.
Just
Join us
go to
again.
the hospital.
On the 103.5 FM.
My name is Odela Okendia, Director of Organization of Oyo Sport Council and Oyo State FA Secretary. I'll be live with Work with Honor on the 7th of December 2024. Lincoln Salami Stadium, Madam Masinga. Thank you.
Ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé nídìí ṣíṣètò ìrìn àjò lọ sókè òkun sáwọn ìlú bíi USA, UK, Canada àti Ireland. Lára àwọn tó máa ń mú rẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn bá ẹni tó bá fẹ́ rìnrìn àjò ní owó tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ san fún àwọn ẹ́jẹ̀ǹtì àti iléeṣẹ́ tí yóò ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́. Àmọ́ pẹ̀lú iléeṣẹ́ Study Across Globe ẹ ò nílò owó àsánlẹ̀. Kódà ẹ ò ní san kọ́bọ̀ lẹ́yìn tí gbogbo ètò àti study visa yín bá jáde. Ẹ ó gba ìtọ́nisọ́nà lórí gbígba visa, yíyan iléèwé àtàbálà ẹ̀kọ́ àti àmọ̀ràn lórí iṣẹ́, ẹnu owó iléèwé, owó ìwé ìrìnnà àtàwọn míì bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ ó san sókè òkun. Travel to study with Study Across Globe. Application processing fee is 100% free. That means you will get visa assistance, course selection advice, scholarship assistance, and career counseling without paying a dime. Call 0907-793-5356 or 0907-848-3462. Awani Damin Plaza, number 42, MKO Abiola Way, Ring Road, Ibadan. Our head office is located at number 73, Oluwatobi House, Allen, Ikeja. On Instagram, we are at Study Across the Globe.
On the 103.5 FM.
You wanna stay strong. You wanna live long and stay strong.
It's Radio Clinic on 103.5 FM, and we are still discussing toilet diseases. Of course, we were talking about UTI, which is urinary tract infection, and doctor has been helping us get into how to really. So I said before we went on that break that my friend, what's the solution? Are there quick fixes? Just before we went on that break, I said, are there quick fixes? Are there makeshift? Are there things you can do? Something you can eat? Something you can do? But doctor would answer to that.
The moment you notice discharge in your private part, any color discharge, just go to the hospital. It can be watery, it can be thick, it can be white, it can be yellow, it can be green, it can be milk color, it can be whatever color it is, rust color. It is discharge, it is not normal. Just go to the hospital. The reason being that if you go and do quick fix, the quick fix don't cure you. What happens is that those things then become latent and then become something else, and then they end up complicated and then becomes a PID later in life, and then they are and then you now become a whole lot sicker, or it affects your capacity to bear child, or so it's complex. So we don't treat complex like that.
All right.
You have UTI, it's simple to treat, go to the hospital.
All right.
Men that use mouth, you have sore throat, it's the same thing. Go to the doctor. Don't treat sore throat anyhow. And if you have sore throat, don't put mouth.
But I think one of the problems people have with these kind of things is they are scared to go to consult because they know they will ask them some questions and they don't want to spill it.
But how do we now go around that? You must spill it. Now you are going to somebody has charged you to court. You go and get a lawyer. And then you now don't want to tell your lawyer the truth. You will get to prison straight. Oh my! There are some people in the life that you cannot lie to: doctor, lawyer, and your priest. You can lie to any of those three. You will find yourself in places where you don't want to find yourself. Doctor, you will be dead. Lawyer, you will be in jail. Priest, you might be in hell.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Point taken, doctor. Again,
That's
just a switch from that. What about skin rashes? Some people would say if I get to use a toilet, even if it's clean, I get rashes.
Some people are allergic to some things by their skin. Some people are just allergic to it. So it's not as if you are falling down in the toilet. It's not as if you are using your body to. One of the things that I've realized with people is that once a toilet is not clean, you want to have minimal contact with the toilet. Minimal contact with that toilet. If the toilet is clean, that you sit down, that you call for newspaper, or you look at your phone. When you are doing the do, you are looking at your phone. You know, have water.
What a safe place to be.
Yes, that's why your phone ring, you pick, you'll be calling. A toilet that you are barely holding your breath. You just let me just
want to be done.
Let me just be done and get out. You will not touch anything. You will be, but some toilets. You will get there. You will not be able to sit on the on the ceramic. You know what people do? Sometimes they will squat on the ceramic.
Exercise. It's a very good exercise.
It's a very good exercise. Some people, some women, because they cannot squat, they go and get tissue paper. They put a lot of tissue paper on the ceramic, you know, so that it absorbs all the moisture. Then they can sit on the tissue paper. A lot of people go through a lot of things to make. To just even
ease themselves.
To ease so and I don't subscribe one bit to making your life living hell because of all this nonsense. Anywhere you go and you see their toilet and you think that I'm not going to use this toilet, kindly excuse yourself. If they say I'm going home, we are done here. Why? Move along the toilet to one. End story. Let them now say I had toilet in me. If that's their prerogative. Anybody, you go to parties. This and then again, government. It is not. The citizens cannot do it
alone.
You cannot even do it. Let me tell you how it works. You are on your road. You are driving. One stupid man drives stupidly beside you. You are not going to park and arrest him because he has driven stupidly. You cannot do it. It is the police that must come and do their work there. That's government. The same thing with toilets. You go to a party on a field. The people that want to do the party on the field, the field parties, they want to party on the field. They will book the field, they will pay. They will book for tent, they will pay. They book for everything.
Food and drink.
They will pay.
Cause those things to come down.
They will not pay. Chish toilet. You feel pressed. They point to. They say, that something is wrong there. There are government people who should be in charge on Saturdays, going around all those places, ensuring that, you know what, toilet. Schools will rent their fields to party goers. They will not open their toilets. Some things are not right.
All right.
So if you want to solve this problem, it is a government policy. Governor must stand up and say, you know what, we are committing for now 1 year between November 19 this year and next year when we are going to have